Hello and welcome back to my channel Namrata Talks. So guilty as charged. I have not been consistent here, but there were so many reasons behind it that I cannot even start to explain. Okay, but all in all, if I am here today, so I hope you all are doing great. And for the past few days where I was just MIA, I hope you all were putting efforts to make yourself feel better about life, and you were doing things that were making you feel more in love with yourself, you were understanding yourself more, and most importantly, you were not letting yourself get exhausted. You were taking rest, you were taking breaks, and you were reminding yourself to go slow. Even if everything around you just rushes through you, just take a pause and rest in meanwhile, and listen to my videos, obviously. Duh. Okay. Okay. Before we introduce today's topic, the usual drill, please go and subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends, and do comment something, because I like reading comments and you don't comment enough, and I feel very upset. So, okay, comment something. You can give me anything. You can give me a feedback, you can give me a suggestion of any topic you want me to talk about. I will try and make a video out of it, or either you can just give me your thoughts on this video specifically that we'll be talking about, and I would just love reading them. Okay, do this drill and then I will introduce you today's topic. So I hope you have done what I have asked you to, and if you have not, then what are you doing? Because I'm going to introduce the topic now and you're getting late. So go and subscribe, okay? Anyway, so the today's topic is actually how inner dialogue shapes you. Okay, so this topic, actually the realization was a bit late for me, honestly, that there is this thing called inner dialogue. Oh my god, and I have to like be very conscious about the way I talk to myself, the self talk and everything. But once you start realizing it, once you actually start learning that how important it is for you, life will drastically change for you, and I am the biggest living example of it. Like, okay, so when I was in school, I used to be a very underconfident person, right? I used to feel so out of place, so small in even the group I called my friend. So I used to be very, anybody could just walk all over me and I would just be like, okay, duh. I used to not care enough for myself. I used to not remind myself how worthy I am for beautiful, beautiful things, and how I can just cut off things that are not making me feel good. And because I never talked to myself in that way, right? I always used to limit myself so much more than anybody else could, that it was just so normal for me. But slowly, when school ended, when college started, and in the first year of college I was still the same, but slowly when I started learning about self-help, when I started learning about how my mind actually works, how can I actually make my life better for myself, I realized that the most beautiful thing, the most important thing for you is to actually talk to yourself in a different way and in a very healthy way. The more you push yourself, the more you are hard on yourself, your external environment will seem even more burdening to you, because it just adds on to your internal voice. Let me tell you that it is starting from within. The external voice is just an addition to it. So fix this, everything outside will be fixed on its own. You won't even have to worry about fixing that, because every time I have changed myself, my environment has also changed. By environment, I mean the people around me, the kind of friends I used to hang out with, or the kind of situations that I was always getting into. They have changed every time I have changed myself for better. So it is very important that you let yourself feel good about your own self, because if you won't allow that, then who will? Like, please, let's get that clear first. So the way you talk to yourself is very important. If you are always so negative about yourself, about your lifestyle, about your life choices, about your any minute to minute decisions, if you are too negative about it, everything around will seem very overwhelming and not in a good way. Okay, and actually the thing is that there is this concept in psychology, and we all may have heard of it, known as self perception, right? The way one perceives one own self. So I think that it is very important that you realize that the way you actually perceive yourself, the way you actually think of who you are, is very much equally related to the way you talk to yourself. If you want your perception of you to be very stable, very secure, very healthy, you will have to see good in you. You will have to sit down and think that if I have spent so many years in this body, in this mind, in this brain, then there has to be some things that I'm proud of. There has to be some things that I have worked upon so much, I have cherished, I have learned, I have conditioned myself, that are very, very, beautiful and very special for me, and that makes me who I am today. Because for me, it has always been that no matter how much people push me, I will always have that ounce bit of empathy towards everyone. I would not go beyond that level and just be very negative or very harsh towards anybody. And that's one thing that I think stands me out from so many people in the environments that I step into, and I take so much stability in that, I take so much happiness in that, that I have this thing that I know how to be a human. And it is a very important thing in today's world. Let me remind you this, that if you also have the same thing, I am very proud of you, because it becomes very difficult to still be kind towards people regardless of what they have done to you, because it's not about letting them walk all over you again. It's about being a decent human being, having that respect that they could be most the most hurt that came your way could be coming from them, but you still won't let any negative energy pass through you, or reach to them from you. You won't be that source. So I think I have actually learned this, and I have actually cherished it my whole life till now, and I don't think I'm ever going to change that. Because when I turned that empathy in my self-talk into a good thing, because earlier I used to be like, you are just a dumb human being who lets everyone just walk all over you, and you're still trying to help them out of situations that are like any stranger would. Like, they're not so big, but any stranger would. And I think when I started turning that self perception into something that is healthier for me, I started telling myself it is not me being good to them specifically, it's who I am in general. My behavior is not directed towards them, my behavior is not good just for them, it is who I am as a human being. And I should be very happy with it. I should be very accepting towards it, that at least even after all this hurt throughout my life, I still know how to love, I still know how to help, I still know how to offer, how to give. And I think that's the most beautiful thing I could have done to this nature ever. And taking that step back and realizing that how you can change things that have been hurting you into things that can make you even stronger. It all lies in the way you perceive yourself, it all lies in the way you talk to yourself, if it all lies the way you actually step into who you are. And I think that it is very important that you make that shift, because the more you talk negative about yourself, the more you talk about the negative things in your life also, it just attracts it. It's just like a magnet. It's all in here, but it's a very, very, pulling magnet of everything that you think of. And the more you think about how your life is just going down the hill, it will just slide more and more, and there will be no end to it. And when you stop and you're like, it's okay, it was a bad fall, but I can still think of good things that have happened to me, even the smallest of the ones. You need to just start from somewhere, even the smallest of the ones that have been good to you, that something good is happening in your life because of who you are right now. Just think of things that will make you feel better about the person you are right now, or the person you wish to become. Because I think it is very important that you should be your best friend. I say this more often than I should, that you should be your best friend. Okay, so this incident happened recently where I was in a debate competition, and I technically got froze while speaking, and saw it coming. I saw it coming from miles away. Okay, it was not like a surprise for me. Okay, I saw it coming from miles away because I was not feeling well that day, but I just wanted to try, so I did. But it all got messed up, and I froze on the stage. After that, there were friends in my college that comforted me. I had friends, or my sister, everybody was very, helpful. But at night, when you go to sleep, it's just you with you. All right, it's just you are there for yourself. Because it would seem like a very small thing for somebody, but for me it was a huge thing. Because in school I never had that courage to, even go to the podium. But that day when I did, but since last year I have been trying, but that day when I did and I couldn't even complete my whole, the thing that I've prepared, I thought maybe this is not meant for me. And every time I used to close my eyes, I used to get this visual of me standing at the podium and people laughing at me. And I used to feel very embarrassed and very bad about the whole situation. But I felt that for 1 or 2 days. I would not say that I changed that in a snap of fingers. I did feel that for 1 or 2 days. But after that, I knew that if any of my friends would have been in the same situation, I would want to protect them from that thought. I would want to see them who they are beyond that thing, beyond that fumble, beyond that freezing moment, beyond that anxiety. They are so much more than that. And that's why I say it is very important for you to be your own best friend. Because when you take that comfort in who you are, you actually start understanding and start liking yourself even more. And you actually see that you are so much more than all the wrong things in your life. And it is very important that you protect yourself the way you would protect any of your other friends. Because the next day when I entered college, I knew that I would be very embarrassed to see the faces of people who have saw me freezing. But I knew somewhere that I won't let them get me anymore, because it is me who has that responsibility to protect myself, and I have full faith in myself that I can do it. So you really need to be your biggest cheerleader. You need to be your biggest best friend, because if you won't be that, who will? You are, and you will always be the only person who knows every thought that occurs or crosses your mind. So I don't think there is any more appropriate or eligible person for being your own best friend. And I realized it too late, but thank God I did that. I have to take care of myself. I have to take my own stand. I have to show up for myself and I have to protect myself. I have to do that for my own self. I have to tell myself all the good things about me. I have to remind myself that how positive or how happy I could be in life if I could just love myself. I don't have to like myself every day. Like, this might sound a little bit weird to some people hearing it, but you don't like your friends almost every day. You fight with them too. You don't want to sit with them 24/7. But when you do, when you fix that thing, and when you sort things out with them after a fight, and when you do sit with them, it's like the most beautiful feeling ever. You laugh with them, you grow with them, and that's how it should be with you as well. You need to have that understanding and compassion towards you as well, that it's okay if things go wrong. You don't have to be hard on yourself. You don't have to push yourself into that valley again and again, into the dark valley. You can just be like, it's okay, something went wrong, but I still would choose to put efforts for myself. Why would I just stop putting efforts if I have done one thing wrong? Why would I not let myself remind this, that why would I not let myself remember this, that I can choose not to just define myself with one thing that went wrong or one mistake. I have so much more to witness in life. I have so much more to give to other people in my life. I have so many dreams to achieve in my life that I cannot just sit back and think about one thing that went wrong and shape my whole perception of me just around that one thing. You're more than that, and you have to remind yourself that. You have to keep on reminding yourself until you actually believe it. You have to build that trust with yourself, the kind that you build with your best friend. Clock it. Okay. So, next thing is that it is reflected in your efforts. The way you actually perceive yourself, it is always reflected in your efforts. The efforts that you put towards yourself to make yourself feel better, to take care of yourself. Even the smallest of the things. The moment you step out of a situation which is unhealthy for you, you already are a step forward of becoming your own best friend. Yeah. The moment you say no to other people because you just don't feel like doing what they're asking you to, you already build that trust with yourself. You already told yourself that it's okay to say no at times. It won't make you a bad person or a bad friend. Thirdly, for example, if there is this friend of yours who's always putting you down, who's always in disguise of anything just making you feel bad about yourself, and if you took your own stand, it would show you that you can actually protect yourself, and you will actually be a better friend of yours than somebody who just makes fun of you or your insecurities. And it would be lonely, it would be feeling, very vulnerable to stay alone, to not being around people for a while. But let me remind you this, that the cost of you still being in those situations is you losing yourself, is you losing your own self respect, is you defining yourself the way you should not be. You are not a carpet. You are not just there to lie on the ground for people to walk all over you again and again. You have a say of yourself. You have a beautiful mind. You have a beautiful heart. Just let it be good for you as well, not for just other people. Always remember this, that if you have this percent of good in you, use it for yourself first and then for other people. I'm not saying do bad of others, I'm just saying don't do anything for others. Like, just don't consider them in the picture for a while. Just think about yourself. Because be because at the end of the day, the kind of world we are living in, it's very important for you to protect yourself from people, from negative energies, from negative people. Because if you won't take that step, then who will? People are just waiting for somebody who is the weakest amongst them to just, the prey is always the weakest. The predator knows who is the weakest and who to attack. They won't attack somebody who has a stronger sense of belief, who has a stronger sense of perception. They know to break the person even more, the person has to be weak. Negative energies, negative people always kick people who are already at their lowest or maybe at the low. That is something I realized too late, and it was like a very big shocker for me, that I let that happen to me. It would have stopped so earlier if I would have just stepped out, if I would have just shown people that, you get it, the power is in your hands. The way you let your external things shape you, the way you let your internal dialogue shape you, it's all in your hand. And the way you talk to yourself is equally related to the way that people will see you as. If you take your own stand, if you let people know how much worthy you think you are, then it creates a set of standard for them to how to treat you. If you always let them use you, if you always let them manipulate you, if you always let them degrade you, that just shows your self-worth, and that just shows how much you think you are deserving of. And I think it's very important that you set that standard as soon as possible and as accurate as possible, with a clear set of boundaries as well. That it's a no for me, then it should not be on the table. If I did not feel good the way people talk to me, I would just let them know. And if they can change that, well and good. We can try, we can fix. And if they cannot, I would just take a step back, because I cannot waste my energy. I cannot let them know that them behaving right is so important for me. I just cannot do that ever again. That I cannot pitch for people to be good friends to me, or good people to me in general, because I think that's such a disrespect for me. Because nobody ever tells me how to be a friend, nobody ever told me how to be a good human being. I did that all naturally. I was never an extra burden to somebody else when they were already going through something. I always know what to do, when to do, and how much to do, and when to take a step back, when to give that person some space, or when to give that person some support, some presence. I always know this, and we are all knowing this deep down. We just don't practice it more. We just don't want to put that much of effort into people, into connections, because we are just too scared and we are just too shallow. Okay, we, I mean some people, not all of we. Okay, because I think it is very important that you realize this, that in today's world almost everybody knows what they are doing, especially the ones around you, the peers around you, or the people you usually meet in, places you go at. They know what they are doing, and they are doing it very intentionally. And even if they don't know, even if it is coming subconsciously from them, you telling them would make a difference if it is not intentional. And if it is not making any difference, then you have your answer. Why to chase behind, and why to, okay, this is something I really need you all to lock in, that if you keep running behind people, if you keep running behind, friends, people, situations, to occur in a way that are healthy for you, to take place in a way, to show up in a way that is good for you, you are just not letting yourself feel that you naturally deserve it. You are telling yourself that you will have to run behind this almost every time you want to feel loved. And it is the worst thing you could do to yourself. You have to remind yourself that what you all have to do is just sit, just put efforts in yourself, just radiate that positive energy, just radiate that healthy energy, and people of the same will be attracted towards you. You don't have to go around and find for them or search for them. You just have to sit here, you just have to love yourself, you just have to understand yourself and make the pick, make the decision. Are they really good for me? Is this situation really helping me out? Is this job really helping me out? And then make the decisions accordingly. You just have to know yourself to make the most right decisions. it is not it is not your responsibility to run behind the good things. You just have to sit, you just have to be ready for the good things to arrive to you on their own, because it will. And let me remind you that it will come to you. All the good things will eventually come to you. You don't have to, you know f- fixate it in your mind that you will always have to run behind people, you will have to be anxious about being loved. You will be loved so beautifully, so naturally from some people, that it will just make you feel even stronger and even better if you choose to stay alone right now. and put some efforts in yourself, let me remind you, it will never go in waste. It will never be wasted. So, lastly, now I would just say that always remember this. I always say this, that the way you talk to yourself actually creates neuron networks in your brain. Every thought of yours, network. Every thought, a network. Every thought, a network. So, basically, the things that are building blocks of your brains, basically, the ones that are shaping it, the ones that are source of it, actually are shaped by your thoughts, and it's all in your control. That means the way you talk about yourself, the way you perceive yourself, shape yourself, the way you see yourself, the way you want other people to see you, the way you want your brain to work, it's all in your hand. You can actually filter your thoughts out for them to be very good for you, right? So always remember this, you are shaping your own reality, you are shaping your own definitions, you are shaping your own personality, you are literally shaping your whole freaking life. And no one else has that power to stop you or to redirect you in any way. The only person who knows what's best for you is you. The only person who can choose it is you. The only person who needs to put more effort in knowing yourself, in telling yourself, and in reminding yourself that you're worthy of more is you. So talk to yourself in that way. Talk to yourself like you are the person you want to become already. Talk to yourself in a way that it shows that you actually consider yourself the main character of your own life. This might sound cliche as hell, but let me remind you this, that you have to act like it's my life. Everybody in my life, be it my friends, be it my family, be it my partner, be it my anything, anyone in my life is like a supporting, a very comforting part of my life, and I truly cherish them. But the main source of any decision, the main source of anything that I want in my life is coming from me and is not being decided by somebody else. So I have to be very secure with who I am, and for that I have to be my own best friend. And a friend never talks bad about you, even in front of you or even behind your back. They would never let you feel bad about yourself. They would never let you limit yourself. They would never let you choose something that is unhealthy or toxic for you. They will always take your stand. They will always protect you. They will always take care of you. And if you have to be your own friend, you will have to do that for yourself first. Because if you will be putting so much efforts into you, the people around you will be like, she's already giving so much of love to herself. We eventually have to reach to that level or go beyond that. And that just means you are attracting more better things in your life, more better people in your life. And when you do, please keep them close. Please put more efforts in yourself and them as well, because it is very important that when you actually get something that you want or you deserve, you have to take care of it. You cannot take it for granted. And it goes equally for you as well. Don't take yourself for granted. Don't take yourself for granted. Don't take your thoughts, your values, your beliefs, your ambitions for granted. Value them. They are your building blocks. They shape you. Your vision shapes you. Your goals shapes you. The things that you want in your life, they actually shape you, they actually define you. So use them wisely to create a good self perception. Okay. And do not talk bad about yourself, do not talk negative of yourself, do not push yourself too much, do not be so harsh on yourself. And we just have to remind yourself that at the end of the day, it's just you with you and not you versus you. So don't be versus you, just be with you. It will change a lot of things for you. And with that, I would just like to end my video. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was like kind of a TED session. I think I felt so good giving it because I talked to camera after a lot of days, so I might have lost the rhythm somewhere. I don't know. I'm just trying, and I just love talking to the camera. Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much for watching the video. If you are here till the end, I hope that you would learn something from it, and you can actually make me learn also in comment section, obviously, right? So that's it. I will see you in the next video. Till then, just take care of yourself. Be your own good friend, be your own best friend, and do not let anybody tell you or shape who you are, because the only person who is eligible to do that is you yourself. Bye bye. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in the next one.